Welcome back, traders, to this week's installment of Nasdaq 100 weekly highs, weekly lows, technical analysis. Now, this video is preparation for tomorrow, or week commencing Monday, the 11th of November. So, before we get into all of that, okay, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, because I'll be releasing videos pretty much every single day. So it kind of goes a little like this: gold, Nas100, gold, Nas100, gold, Nas100, and so on and so forth. So if any of these assets are of interest to you, just hit the subscribe button, and then when the video is released, you will be notified and you can pop over and take a quick look. So with that said and done, let's get into the assessment for week commencing Monday the 11th. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get rid of all the work that we've done here that's no longer relevant. Reason being is, as I'm sure you all will agree, that this chart is beginning to look a little busy. So let's get rid of these levels for now. Let's get rid of this. We're going to keep the weekly highs and the weekly lows there for now. It's not really bothering anyone. We're going to keep that there. We're going to keep this FVG, bullish FVG. We're going to keep that in place. As a matter of fact, I'm going to change that to blue. So at a quick glance, we know that's in reference to this resistance level that we had up here. We're going to get rid of that. We no longer need it. Price has gone through it all, right? Okay, what else do we need to get rid of? We're going to need to get rid of this ascending channel. We no longer need that anymore, so let's get rid of that, as well as these labels. We don't need any of those anymore. And previous week's highs and lows, that may come in handy as talking points for this video. Let's get rid of this one as well. We no longer need that FVG, and this one right here we no longer need, and I don't think we need this one also. And then let's get rid of this channel, and then let's get rid of this price label. Okay, let's just move this up here. Now we're going to drop back into the 1 hour, and we're going to get rid of these vertical lines. We don't need so many. We only need one of them. Well, we only need two actually. Okay, so let's move that over to this side over here. Okay. So what these vertical lines, what they're there for, right? It's just to help us know that this is the week just gone, and we're looking towards the new week, which, as you can see, hasn't happened yet, right? So that's why these vertical lines are there. So now that we've gotten all that out of the way, okay, first things first. Oops, I got one more to get rid of. Okay, and let's get rid of this level over here. And then now we're going to go into the day. Okay, now from the day, we're looking for simple data from the day, just simple stuff, just to help us kind of figure out what we need to do and how we need to do it. So on the day already, what I can see already right now is that we have three bullish FVGs right now that I can see, right? So I'm going to mark them out because they're going to be important for later on, depending on how price behaves moving forward from next week. So that'll be this FVG in this area over here, okay, and then we have another FVG over here, a large one, right? And then we have another FVG over here. Okay, now these FVGs are all derived from the daily time frame. Okay, now you could use FVGs on a lower time frame. There's nothing wrong with that. They do work. However, in my opinion, the ones of the day are a lot stronger, and they tend to last a little bit longer as well, especially if you don't want to be in and out of the market all the time. You just want to just lock in one position and just let that ride out to see how much pips and points you can gain for yourself, right? So hence why I prefer the FVGs off the higher time frame. I mean, if I went to a week or a month, basically we're waiting years or a long time. Well, I'll just say years, or a good couple of months at a bare minimum in order to place a trade. So that is not actually workable. What is workable is the daily FVG, the 4-hour FVG, and the 1-hour FVG. But for the sake of this video, we're going to go with the daily FVGs. These are the ones we want to work off. Okay. Just keep it all symmetrical. All right. So we have all our FVGs in place. Okay. So now what I'm now going to do is I'm going to jump onto. Actually, no, wait. We're not going to do that. I'm going to put the labels on them first. I'm going to put labels on them, and then I'm going to give you my reasoning as to what we need to keep an eye out for next week. Okay. All right. So as it stands, going from top to bottom, the top level FVG, so this is FVG number 1, levels of concern we need to be mindful of, especially if you want to put this on your chart. You're looking at 21032.1. That's the high side. The low side, you're looking at 20840.8. That's the low side of FVG number 1. FVG number 2, the high side, you're looking at 20766.4. And on the low side, this level right here, you're looking at 20281.0. So that's this one over here. Sorry. And the final FVG, FVG3, you can refer to it as, the high side is 20224.3, and the low side is 20146.3, right? So this is what we got going on right now. Now, what's taking place so far in the week just gone, right? And if you had seen it, you would have been able to take advantage of it. So let's just go to the hour and let's just see when this took place. Okay. So on the Wednesday, we had price take out the weekly high. Hence why price carried on in the direction that it was going in, right? But however, right now it is sitting above this FVG right now, okay? And all of these FVGs, which are all daily FVGs, so don't worry too much if it doesn't look like a FVG right now. Just bear in mind we're on a lower time frame, we're on the hour. Hence why it looks like that. But if you went to the day, it would make a lot of sense, like you just saw earlier, right? So in my opinion, this is what I think. This is what I think is going to take place, right? I think price is going to make his way up to this level over here. So we're looking at 22 or 22400, right? So I believe price is going to make his way up to this level up here, right? And how it does it is going to be interesting, especially with the opening of the market tomorrow, right? So how I would position myself in all of this, okay, is I would want to know, especially from Monday, okay? So Monday for me, I would not be in a hurry to get into a trade on a Monday, right? So I wouldn't be dying to get into a trade. I would just want to monitor the situation. Why? Because the situation that I can see right now is quite easy to monitor in terms of just to get the general idea as to what price wants to do, because there is a reason for it to come to this zone right here, and I want to know when it's going to begin doing that. Okay, now you may say to yourself, what do I mean by that? Well, on the Friday last week, price closed on the high, okay? So which is fair to assume that on the Monday, price might begin to drop down, and it might violate either some of these FVGs or all of these FVGs, right? To create a new weekly low, right? A bit like the situation that we had here week just gone, where we had the weekly low of this week, which I'm yet to draw out, but I will soon enough, just give me a moment, was set on a Monday, right here. Not this one. This one was on a Thursday. This one right here, let me move this back a bit so you can see. This is the low of last week, set on a Monday, and the high was set on the Friday. So essentially it just moved in a straight line all the way up, right? So I am expecting price to fly all the way back down again, and there is reasons at these levels why it should do that, okay? And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a whole bunch of people sitting there with a whole bunch of orders in all of these zones, waiting for price to come and fulfill those orders and then carry on in the direction that he wants to go to. So what are the metrics that I will be looking for in regards to market for next week? Well, first off, I would want to know if this level over here, which is the daily low of the Friday, is taken out. So we're just gonna make this white. We're gonna make this a little bit thicker. We're gonna make this a straight line. So I would want to know if this level gets taken out, and I'm gonna put a price label on it so it's quite easy to refer to. Okay, so we're looking at 21032.2, right? If price from where it is takes out this level right here, and then when it does, okay, I would then need to make a decision. Am I going to ride market down to as far as I think it will go, or am I going to wait for it to find a level that it wants to bounce back from? Right? Okay, now remember, I did mention that price wants to get up here. Okay, so we have all these FVGs are all untapped. This one and this one, they're all untapped FVGs. Okay, so price can easily fly down and make his way all the way down here to create a brand new low and change the overall direction of what market is doing right now by creating a new lower low, which will essentially mean it's gone into a downtrend. Okay, we could easily get that move, and we have to be mindful of that. Now the thing is, the earlier we are into that situation, the better off we are in terms of catching it early, riding it down, and making sure that obviously we fill our pockets with those amazing pips and points. Translates into dollars or pounds or yens or rands, right? Regardless, that's what we're hoping for. So the idea is this: my whole strategy, if I was doing the NAS, okay, would be I'll wait for this low to be taken out, and I will join the market when this low is taken out. But I'll also be cautious how I move in the market as the market is going down, because it could easily bounce from this level over here. It could easily go into it and bounce and just forget these three FVGs below, or it could go lower and lower and lower and lower. There are reasons in this area for price to be rejected should it try to pull back, right? That's the one thing that we've got to be super mindful of. It's really important that we are mindful about this. Other than that, we could make a huge mistake, and we don't want to make mistakes, especially when these mistakes can be avoided. So what I would say is this, right? First things first, we have the weekly high set right here, right? So we have the weekly high set at this level right here, and the weekly high, we got that on a Friday. So we're just going to put that in there, weekly high. And I'm going to move this label from where it is and assign it to the weekly high. Okay, you can actually go back on your chart and put in this level right here, so at least you're mindful that that level you want to be ready for should you get the kind of move you're looking for. All right, and then we have the weekly low, which is set for us on the Monday, and that is over here. So let's assign a label to that, and then let's put a price label on it, and that level is 19908.2. So the vibe that I'll be going off in regards to what market plans to do would be this. It's been the same thing every single time since we've been making these analytical videos. Is if the weekly high is taken out, depending on how the weekly high is taken out, I'll be looking for moves to the upside. If the weekly low is taken out, I'll be looking for positions to the downside. Now, if the weekly low is going to be taken out, I should have a rough idea when the Friday low is taken out, and I could then begin positioning myself accordingly. Okay, it is a risky move, right? Because you could easily tap into it and then push back up. So for example, it could create a channel in this area over here, right? So it could do something like this. So it could do something like this, right? Let's just drag this down a bit more. Let's make this white. So we could do something like this, right? Let me get this stuff right. Yes, so you could do something like this. So price could do something like this from where it is right now, okay, and then blast off. So we've got to be mindful of that. Or it could totally collapse and come all the way down to this level, okay, if things go our way. Or it could blast all the way through the weekly low, and if it does, then we know at least this area over here is our profit. Let me just go a bit lower. This area over here would be our profit if you only monitor the situation from up here until it takes out this weekly low, which it can easily do, right? So remember, the FVGs are kind of like a guide. Price does like to bounce from it, okay, but sometimes price would just blast through it and disregard it totally. Okay, so that will be the recommendation. Now moving forward throughout the week, I'm going to be making videos, so as the market changes, right, hopefully I'll be capturing all of that, and I'll be giving you my thoughts as to what is happening, how it's happening, and what we kind of need to prepare ourselves for, and how we need to maneuver. So hopefully I will be there just to help you guys do that. Well, it's not hopefully, there's a high probability I'll be there doing that. All right, so you wouldn't really have a lot to worry about, okay, especially if you like the way I present my case in terms of presentation of the market. So right about now, you should be seeing 2 videos. One of them is going to be on backtesting, 21 videos. If you're new to this, you need a bit of help coming up with ideas as to how to move, just something to help you, give you some form of grounding as to how to behave in the market. I believe those videos will help you. You should find something in there that you can use to help you navigate the market. I am sure of it, right? And the second video, or the second thumbnail, is for the previous video to this one. So whilst you head off to go and check out those 2 amazing videos, I will see you guys on the next one.